Alright, so today we're going to work on the challenge of the week, which is leaving. And we're going to do a little different take on it. We're going to put down some items in the play yard here that you kind of normally find when you're out for a walk. So what we have here on the table is a dead squirrel, which all dogs go for that. And then there's a pile of dog poop, and that's fake dog poop too. And if you want the recipe, you can just PM me and I'll send it to you. And then we have a piece of pizza. I mean, my dog always finds the pizza scraps on the side of the road. So we're going to lay these out in a line, and then we're going to use Yoda here to teach him leaving. See? All right, so Cindy's laid out the items in the play yard down here. So you see they're spaced apart. So, okay, so I'm going to use Yoda, and we're going to use a clicker with Yoda. And the clicker is a marker, like the word yes, is called a conditioned reinforcer, which means that he is conditioned to when he hears the click or he hears the word yes, that he's going to get a reward. And that's the same thing as classical conditioning, and that's the same thing as, if you remember from high school, Ivan Pavlov and his dogs, when he rang the bell, they salivated and then they got fed. So, but it's a little more than that to it. But anyway, so what we're going to do, I mean, Yoda doesn't know what the click means, so we're going to do what's called charging the clicker. And charging the clicker is, you do this repeatedly, you click and reward. Yoda, click and reward. Continue to do that. So you looked up that time and heard the click. Yoda. So you may have to do this 20 or 30 times. Charge the clicker. And around HSP primarily we use the marker yes, which is also a conditioned reinforcer, the same as the clicker. Those also, another name for the conditioned reinforcer is secondary reinforcer. So it kind of sounds convoluted because the primary reinforcer comes second. But that's the way to, the primary, it's in the view of the dog. The dog wants the hot dog piece more than he wants the clicker, so that becomes the primary. In his view, that's first, the hot dog. In our view, what's first is the secondary, the click. Cat. I'm not going to continue clicking and let you waste time clicking. Here we have Yoda, and we're going to use Yoda for the lever. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to walk past these items on the ground and teach him to leave it. Now, leave it, this, as far as learning theory, we're working with operant conditioning. Operant conditioning was researched by B.F. Skinner back in the mid-1900s sometime. He was a psychologist, and it's not only applicable to dogs, it's all humans and other animals. So what operant conditioning consists of 4 quadrants: positive reinforcement, negative punishment, negative reinforcement, and positive punishment. What we're going to be working on today is what is in the realm of the negative punishment. So what that means is, in the point of view of the dog, you got to think point of view of the dog. The negative punishment is you're taking away something the dog wants. So there's a dead squirrel on it. He desperately might want that dead squirrel. Well, you're not going to let him have it, so that's the negative punishment part of it. So in mathematical terms, it's P minus. And then he is expected to perform a behavior, which is acceptable. So taking away something bad to get something good. A good behavior from the dog. Now, as far as operant conditioning goes, it's really simple. It's A, B, C. A stands for antecedent. The antecedent is a stimuli presented to the dog, such as whatever that was that he's reacting to. That was stimuli. That was an antecedent. But the cue is also the antecedent. So I could say, Yoda, sit. He sits. And that's the B part, the behavior. He did the behavior I asked him to do. And the C part is called the consequence. And the consequence of him sitting was when I gave him that piece of hot dog. So, had he not, if he didn't sit, he wouldn't have gotten a hot dog. So that's all like in his point of view. Once that final reward, he will perform the behavior that is asked in the antecedent. So, what we're going to start here is just going to walk by with Yoda and see how he reacts to these items on the ground. And I'm going to use a clicker. If he reacts favorably, I'm going to give him a click and a reward. If he doesn't, we're not going to get a reward. So let's go out for a walk. You didn't pay any attention to it. You looked at it, then you looked away. We're going to do this a couple of times.
All right, we have Wolfie. So normally, like when you go on a walk, you always kind of try to keep your eye ahead of you a few feet so you can kind of see what you're coming up before the dog does, and you can anticipate what your dog is going to do. So Wolfie here is very interested in all the treats that we have.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Can't understand why he can't have them. So he's the perfect dog for this scenario. So as Tom gets closer to the item, he's going to take a little step away. He's going to do a side step with Wolfie. Good job.
Wolfie, let's go. Let's walk.
And he's rewarded.
Come on.
Wolfie wants the pizza, yes. So when Wolfie turns away, gives his attention back to Tom, he gets rewarded.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So the gist with Leave It is when you're out on a walk with your dog, kind of anticipate ahead of time that your dog is going to try to pick up a piece of pizza crust, chicken bone, something that they're not supposed to have. And when you work on he really wants that pizza.
Okay, yeah, good boy. All right. Now I'm going to start throwing in your Leave It.
So now we're going to incorporate Leave It. We're going to incorporate the cue.
I'm going to say, leave it. Leave it? Yes, good boy. Good job. Leave it. Leave it? Yes. Leave it. Leave it? Yes. Good boy.
Good job, Wolfie.
Come on, buddy. Ready? Okay, let's go for a walk again. We're walking here. Leave it. Yes. Good. Leave it. Yes. Good. Leave it. Yes. boy.
Good job.
Hey, ready to go again? Yeah, let's go.
Leave it is also an important cue. You don't want your dog
Good?
grabbing something
Yes, good boy.
that it's not supposed to have. Chicken bones,
Good boy.
dead animals.
Leave it.
So leave it is a very important cue for a dog to have. Cats, if you encounter cats on your walk,
Leave it. Yes. What a good boy. That was great. Leave it. Leave it. Yes.
and you can see the progression,
Leave it. Yes.
and he just ignored the squirrel altogether. Good job, Wolfie.
Come on, Wolfie. We're gonna play a couple more passes. What you finding down there?
So if you're wondering why we have a different dog, we had a few that just wouldn't cooperate and weren't interested in the items that we had out here. So we just had to keep testing until we found one that
They weren't even interested in the treat.
they weren't even interested in treats. A couple were unsure of the clicker. So we got Wolfie
Leave
here.
it. Leave it. Yes. Good boy.
We're going to try Heidi in a bit just to see.
Leave it.
Good job.
Leave it. Yes. Good
Great
boy.
job.
You're doing great. All right, buddy. 2 more times. That's it. All right. Ready? Come on. Let's go buy the pizza. Leave it. Leave it. Yes. Good boy.
So you notice as Tom comes to the items, he kind of takes a little
Leave it.
sidestep away, give him the leave it.
Good job. And when you're using the cue, leave it. Use a little bit of authority in your voice, like you really mean it, but you're not being mean. It's not. They're not going to listen to you if it's like leave it.
You need to get their attention.
You need to get their attention. So, all right, let's go, buddy. Come on, come on. Leave it. Yes, good boy. Leave it. Yes. Leave it. Leave it. Yes. Good job. Last pass.
Last chance, Wolfie.
He's actually done good.
He's done really good.
All right, you ready? Let's go for the pizza. Oh, pizza. Leave it. Leave it. Yes, good boy. Leave it. Good job.
Good job, Wolfie.
Okay, so Cindy's out here again with another dog. This is Jelly Bean. So I don't know, everybody remembers Jelly Bean. She got adopted in April, but was returned the other day. So she's here. But she's not up yet, she's in Barcina. Good job, Jelly. Jelly really wants that pizza. She wants that pizza. She didn't care about the other stuff.
Try to leave it. Ready? Try to leave it.
Now Cindy's going to go through and use the leave it cue.
Leave it.
Good girl.
Leave it. Leave it.
Didn't pay any attention to that.
That one. Leave it. Leave it.
Yeah.
Good job.
There are also lots of other distractions out here too that she's paying attention to people walking by and other dogs.
Leave it.
Yes, good girl.
Good girl. Yes, good job. One more pass at the pizza.
Okay,
One more pass at the pizza.
there you go. Good.